Now, how do I share this link? Huh. Okay. All right, I'm hoping that that link works. Please work. Nope. Never mind. That link definitely does not work. All right, let's see. Where's this link? All right, so hopefully now more of you guys should be coming in. Again, I am not used to live streaming at all, so this is definitely very new for me. I think I've only done a few live streams. So if you can hear me, do tell me that you can hear me. Let's see. Okay, so we have 7 concurrent viewers. All right, so it looks like it's beginning to work. I'm gonna try out this. Okay, do not want it to autocorrect to hey. All right, before I start, I'm just gonna wait for a lot more people to come in, make sure the sound is good, make sure you guys can hear me. All right, let's see. I didn't put my webcam on, so you shouldn't be able to see me, but hopefully you guys can hear me. Oh, yep. Hey, Bennett, sound is good. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I was worried that the sound might not actually work. And also, from now on, instead of me constantly flipping back to this page, post any comments or questions you may have on the Discord, because I have that on my phone. So if you guys have any questions about anything or just, want to say something, I'm on my phone right now. Oh, sound is very clear. Okay, thank you. All right, guys, awesome. So let's take a look at order flow. So I know that not everyone in the stream today has the learning course to order flow, but that's okay. Hopefully by watching this, you might pick up a few things on order flow. So what I wanted to start with was just an analysis of how I would approach order flow before we go into anything. So what I first like to do is go to TradingView, and I want to look at just the more medium term, long term. So what do we see here? Well, I see more of a medium term range, but I do see a short term uptrend. What I also see is we probably have a lot of liquidity right above this high. Now, the other thing that I like to look out for is trap traders. So before we talk about any order flow at all, I'm just getting a more macro approach. Now, I know here that this is a high volume top, right? So this right here, this price move from here to here, this was a 1% price move, and it had a large amount of volume. Specifically, it had $47 million. So what I know is that there's probably a good amount of trap traders here. So that is from the prices around 73.70 to a high of around 74.44. Now, why is that important? Well, when we look here at 73.70 to 74.44, you can see that price didn't just barrel right through this. What did price do? Price is looking to, it looks like it has a bit of resistance here. That's because of the trap traders who might be getting out of their positions right now. So now we have all of that under our belt. Now we can look at order flow. And again, if you guys have any questions or comments, just post it in the Discord, because I might not be able to just keep going back to that, strange like live stream screen. So post them there. So what do we see here? Well, this is a 3-hour look back, but what I first want to do is, I know that I'm going to have a lot of viewers who've never seen Bookmap before, who don't know any order flow. So let me just first describe what's going on before we get into the nitty gritty, because I want to make sure that everyone understands what we're talking about and no one's kind of just lost in the weeds. So what we have here is a collection of the heat map and the order book. That's why it's called Bookmap. Now, what Bookmap has done is you have to know that bids and offers are colored the same way. So on this heat map, when you see these colors, whenever it's below price is this right here over time. Whenever this is below price, these are bids. And whenever it's above price, these are asks, also known as offers. When I hover over, I can actually see how many contracts there are at each level. And we know that one contract is $1. So this is a level, this is an order wall of around $800,000 right here. Now what we see here is a delta of market orders. So whenever you see green, that shows market buys. Whenever you see red, that shows more market sells. Typically with order flow, what we want to do is to determine who's in control of the market. Right now, the buyers are in control of the market, and then we want to look for a way to position ourselves in the trend. It's not always the greatest idea to try to just counter trade a trend. Typically, it's better to hop on the trend and hope it continues. And from our analysis of what we had just done before, we know that in the short term and the medium term, we're in an uptrend. So we're probably going to be looking to buy somewhere around here. Yeah, James M. Star just posted in the Discord, not seeing anything. Do I need to refresh? Yeah, I think other people are seeing it, so try refreshing. I think that should... Oh, okay, he says, oh, got it. All right, so awesome. So yeah, so what we have here, just the collection of market orders and limit orders. And this is a look back from 13 o'clock, this is Central Time, to 10 o'clock. And let's go a little bit more zoomed in, and it's going to make it a lot more clear. So now you can see just a lot more detailed levels. And what we see up here, guys, this is the... Think of it, if you're aware of MDR, think of it as an MDR for market orders. What this is showing me is that there's 30% more market buys than market sells. And the book is showing me of the entire order book of BitMEX XBT USD. Are there more bids or offers? And currently there's more offers by around 4%. That's why it's minus 0.04%. Now, what I want to see is really where have the buyers come in and where have the sellers come in. The buyers have been pretty consistent, and the sellers really haven't been able to do much. This selling here was really weak, and this is the kind of pattern that I just love to see when I'm live trading. Because when you see this very, very weak selling, and let me actually show you guys a little bit more, because this is a great example of something you can buy into. When you see this very, very weak selling right here on this very weak supply run, after a decently strong demand run, this is a great time for us to buy. Okay. What actually may have been a little bit troubling with this order flow is what happened here. These are larger market sells. This was 1.78 million, as you can see here. So this may have been a little bit trickier because we have decent demand and then we have strong supply, but we can see that the market shrugged that off and continued to go higher. Now, one other thing that I did not mention in the learning course that I do want to mention to you guys is alternatives to BitMEX XBT USD. So what I like to do is to always just analyze XBT USD on BitMEX with the limit orders and the market orders. However, what you can also do is you can go to Binance Futures. So Binance Futures actually allows up to 125 times leverage. And I think they offer up to $5 million at that amount. Now, the benefit of Binance Futures is the market order fee is only 0.04%. The limit order fee is 0.02%. So why does that matter? Well, sometimes what can happen on BitMEX is you might not be able to get your order filled. Let me give you guys an example for live trading in that. Let's say the price was going up at this point and you want to buy, but you don't want to pay 0.075% fee on BitMEX because that's pretty high. So what you could actually end up doing is you could have gone on Binance Futures and actually tried to have bought at this point in time. This point in time was 1250. So if we actually go to Binance Futures at 1250, as you can see here, I don't think that the time frame is matched up, but you guys got it would be around somewhere around here. You can see that there's actually a lot more price discovery, meaning that price is actually kind of more jumping around all over the place, which can allow for easier order fills. If you want to use a limit order, you could probably get it filled because look at this spread. As you can see, quite a large spread. And if you want to use a market order, you could probably get that one filled as well. So this is just an alternative. If you like looking at order flow, then Binance Futures, using this alongside BitMEX is probably a good way to go. Perhaps you could even use on any weak supply or demand run, you could get your order filled on BitMEX. In any other situation, you could try to get it filled on Binance Futures. All right. Now, for the fun, let's go look at what's happened with current order flow. I know I did say, hey, post any questions in Discord, but I have a very strong feeling that someone had posted something in the live stream, so let me go check the chat. Oh, no, you guys were actually, you guys actually definitely following the rules. Good, okay. So what do we see here? Well, what we see is a large amount of offers, but I haven't really seen these offers very well respected. I mean, it's kind of hard to say at this point, but because price didn't actually touch these offers, but price did get close to touching these offers, and I'm seeing strong market buying. So what I think wouldn't be crazy to occur is if price was to actually go above that high, its previous high at 74.44, and then just come back down in a type of stop loss hunt formation. Because if price does that, then what's going to end up happening? Let me show you guys here. If price goes above this high at 74444, or I think that was too many fours, price could go above this high, hit a lot of stop losses, and then go lower. The reason that's important is because there may be a good amount of stop losses right above here. So order flow wise, what we probably want to look for is to see how much aggression can occur at higher prices up here. If I continue to see just very strong market buying with another run up and another demand run here, and then a weak supply run, that would just be a great opportunity. I mean, not financial advice, of course, but if we see just strong demand, I think that's probably going to signal that price is just going to move higher. All right, guys, so if you have any questions from the learning course or any questions about current order flow, any questions, anything related to what we're looking at here, you can fire them away. Let me check. Yeah. Okay. So you guys have just been passive observers so far, but I don't want this to just be me talking the whole time, because it's more interesting when you guys say things. Okay. So what we see here, we see some pretty weak selling, but I do want to see. Yeah, but we also saw weak buying, but we saw strong buying here. We saw some more weak buying here. We're seeing some not the strongest of selling. We'll see if that can materialize anything. One thing I do want to talk about, again, before I go back to this, is what's going on with this trend, because there is something pretty important and pretty beautiful that actually has happened during this trend. And I would love to show this with order flow. It's just I can't, because this would be a long look back. What's probably happening here, and what happens in any trend, and this is important, guys, is traders are consistently being trapped. Shorts will consistently be trapped in an uptrend, and longs will be consistently trapped in a downtrend. What ends up happening is look for spots of heavy shorting. Watch this little magic. So this was a spot of strong shorting, right? Right there, high volume spike. And what ended up happening? Well, anyone who had shorted here probably wasn't ever profitable, because what ended up happening is price went down. Maybe some of those traders took break even, and then prices went right back up, trapping any shorts who had shorted here. Isn't that cool? Look at this. This is another time we see a heavy amount of shorting. Watch what happens here, guys. Heavy amount of shorting around here, and those traders don't get fully rescued, don't have the full ability to exit their positions at break even, and price goes higher. So let me get rid of those guys. And then let's look for other spots of very, very strong shorting. We see some strong shorting right here, and those traders got trapped. Because what may have ended up happening with all this shorting here, this is tens of millions, if not more, of shorts entering, is price right here, when it breaks that high, they're all trapped. Now, what does that mean? Well, what that means is if price does go down, price may find some support here and around this area. And the reason it might is because of all the trap shorts here. Now, what you're going to probably see on order flow is probably a lot more market buying if price ever went to here on order flow. And the reason I say that is because of these guys getting out of their positions at break even, or you'll see this just a lot of bid walls as these traders might be trying to get out of their positions during, with a bid. All right, so it looks like we do have a Discord comment. Any other bookmap settings recommendations besides those in the course? Yeah, so sure. I didn't really cover a lot of additional indicators. These are really fun. There's these other ones that are actually available for free that are really, really cool. I did cover the CVP and the SVP. This is just a volume profile. This is a volume profile for whatever on your screen. This is a volume profile for as much look back as you gave bookmap. Trades counter is nice as well, but I do prefer the volume profile, even though the trades counter can be good to look at. Quotes counter is something interesting. So quotes counter, we're going to be looking at the bids and the offers and how much they have been refreshed. I can show you guys that with a chart range quotes counter, and let me explain it after that. It's going to look kind of strange at first, and that's actually like giving me a headache. Okay, I don't know. Let me beautify that a bit. Nope. And yep. Okay, so that's numbers only. Okay, numbers only. It's like I'm Rain Man now, looking at numbers. Okay, bars and numbers. All right, I'll just take the headache and show you guys, what's going on. So this is showing us how many times it is getting changed, as you can see. Like the 7430 has been changed 860 times. Now, if you guys want to know, hey, well, 860 times at what time frame? In the time frame that I'm looking back. Currently, guys, we are looking at the past 20 minutes. What this means is in the past 20 minutes, these offers have been changed this many times in 20 minutes. A change is a subtraction or an addition of liquidity. So 2100, if anything changes at 7428, that number is going to go up. The number is only going to go down because we're going forward in time. And that might, make some of these go down. So what you can do with this is just see where the most spoofing has occurred. What has been the most active bid? What has been the most active offer? And it can be kind of hard to see here, but it looks like this is, when it's hard to see there, what I like to do is just go to bars only. Okay, maybe I should just quit out of this Discord. Because all the private messages would be popping up too. Dang, not even an hour? All right. I was going to make a funny comment, but no, not going to do that. So what we see here is actually there was a large amount of refreshing at this price right here at the 74.17 right there, as you can see. And this bid also had a large amount of refreshing too. Guys, to be honest with you, I can't really fully say how much of an edge this can give you, but it can be nice to look at, what's been the most spoofed. I know that 74.17 has had a lot of changes, but beyond that, I'm not going to really pay too much attention to it. So we're gonna kill that guy. Another really cool thing for another indicator that I'm gonna throw at you guys is the CVD. So this is just tracking how much market buying and market selling has occurred. So if I really zoom out and feed this thing all of its information, you can see on two separate lines the amount of market buying and the amount of market selling over time. And whenever we see a large bump, a large increase in the buyers, that can be a sign of that the market might be going up. And that, okay, so now it refreshed. So what do we see? Really large increase in buying. Yes, we see a steady increase in buying here. And then price falls, I see. But we can see that the buyers have been consistently dominant over the sellers. The sellers in this entire session haven't been able to overtake the buyers, as you can see here. Again, this kind of CVD isn't my favorite. I do prefer to just look at the volume histogram and the volume dots. But if this is more your forte, then you can go ahead. I think that one other really good way to use this is to look for exhaustion in an uptrend or exhaustion in a downtrend. If you see a large increase during an established downtrend in selling, that could actually be a market bottom, because trends tend to exhaust themselves when they overdo themselves. When the sellers get a little bit too excited and the buyers get a little bit too excited. And that's what can actually create a lot of trap traders here. And then when price goes back down to that level, what ends up happening is it becomes a level of support because of how many trap sellers there are at that price point. It causes price to go higher. And that could happen here because we saw a lot of volume here. Perhaps we get a bit of resistance here, a move back and then a move continuing forward. The reason I say that is because you can see the CVD did increase a good amount here. Now for the actual UI here, you can actually change it to make it look a little bit cooler. Oh, look at that. Text is boring. V-bars is kind of cool. But again, not really my favorite. But this is a perfect segue to really looking more of a macro approach to order flow, because this is really what I wanted to cover and what I was excited to cover. So what we see here is a big cluster of a lot of offers, a large amount of offers. And I can see that really, did price respect these offers? Not completely. But when the liquidity was pulled, I can see that price just responded by just moving higher. And it looks like, it doesn't really look like these offers had much of an effect on price. And with what I talk about with action and reaction, when there's a bearish action, oh, that's funny, it just came back. When there's a bearish action, but a bullish reaction, or nothing of a reaction, that's quite bullish. When there's a bullish action, but not much of a bullish reaction, then that's quite bearish. What that means is when you see a large bid added, but you see price fall or price go flat, that's telling me that the buyers are clearly not in control. If they were in control, then that bid would have been respected. All right, let me check the Discord on my phone instead. Oh, anyone? What do you think about $20 scalps? Yeah, so at Bulbout, you totally can, okay, all the comments coming in. You totally can scalp for $20. It just matters. Let's talk about this. So if we're using Binance Futures, first let me go in the 1 hour here. So if we're using Binance Futures, we know that the fee is going to be 0.04% for a market order. So let's just say that we market in and market out, which I don't fully recommend, but we do. That's going to be a net fee of 0.08%. On a $20 move, I think that $20 on, what is this, around 7,400. That's mental math, but I think that's a 0.35. Someone can correct me in the comments, but that looks like about a 0.35% move. So if we do 0.35 minus 0.08, somewhere around 0.27. So I think that if you actually do look at Bookmap order flow, trade on Binance Futures, and maybe even try to get your order filled with a limit order on Binance Futures, then yes, it can be profitable to do a $20 scalp. However, let's go to part 2. Part 2 is, instead of using Binance Futures, what you can also do is wait for a supply or demand run on BitMEX XBT USD. Let's say you want to buy. Okay, I'm gonna continue this, but this is really pissing me off. What is this? CVD buyers. You need to go away, CVD buyers. Okay, is it gonna go away? Oh, it went away. Thank the heavens. Okay, so what you can end up doing is, let's say we're very bullish. What you can do is put a bid in, or a series of bids, as price is falling in a weak supply run, so that you get filled and make money when price goes up. What's the benefit of each of these approaches? Well, the really nice benefit about trading on BitMEX with limit orders and using supply and demand runs to really fill your bids and offers for a little scalp is you get paid to do so. You're going to get a 0.025% rebate anytime you use a limit order on BitMEX. So if you use 2 of them, you get paid 0.05% on that position. Now, the issue with it is sometimes your order isn't always going to get filled. Let's say I put a bid down here and price goes down, but it never really, transacts in the bid. Well, then what can end up happening is I can just get mad and price goes higher, which could cause you to make bad decisions, such as market buying a top, which is probably not a great idea. So is it possible to scalp for $20 moves? Absolutely. It just matters if there's enough supply if you want to buy, or enough demand if you want to sell. If there isn't, just use Binance Futures. If any part of that doesn't make sense, just comment again or ask a question. All right, I'm going back to the Discord to read some. Can you show how you set the dot in volume delta? Yeah, sure. So this may be a premium feature, or it might just be a Mac only feature, but go here, guys, and right click on volume dots, go to volume dot settings, and you have a volume delta with 3D bubbles. Now for my volume histogram, which is down here, that is here. It's just volume delta with a solid, as you can see there. So that's the settings for volume dots and the histogram. Could you please talk about stop loss, placement, and order flow? Oh my God, such a good question. You guys are asking really, really, really good questions. Wow. All right, so stop loss, placement, and order flow. I didn't really talk a ton about this in my learning course to order flow, but it is something very important. First of all, if you're scalping for a $20 move, then the one thing with the stop loss is it's going to cost 0.075% fee if you use it on BitMEX. But one thing that I do like to do, let me zoom out if we're talking about stop losses then, for sure. One benefit of using not one limit order but a series of limit orders is it can give you better risk reward possibilities. So let me show you guys a quick example here. Price is here, and I'm just going to give you a hypothetical. Imagine that I put a limit order here, a limit order, here, and a limit order here, and then I put my stop loss. Can I get a different color? No? Okay, I'll just do like a rectangle stop loss. Then I put my stop loss, something like here-ish. The benefit of this is if one limit order fills and then price goes up, we're going to make money. I mean, not a lot, but we are going to make money. If price goes down and fills 2 of my limit orders, and then price goes up, we make money. If price goes down and fills 3 of my limit orders and goes up, we make the maximum amount that we possibly could. Now, this stop loss was placed far enough away where, the average position would be around here, where my cursor is, and 74.06. And price, I put this stop loss around 73.86, so only about a $20 difference. Maybe that's 0.35, 0.4% of a stop loss. That's pretty tight. But first, I wanted to show you guys the structure of setting up a trade, of how we put limit orders and how we place our stop. Now I want to answer the question that you probably were asking me originally. Why do you place your stop in a certain location? All right, let me answer that now. What I like to look for is trap sellers in an uptrend. So guys, let's say that I just went long and I want to place a stop loss somewhere at a good point. Well, what I want to see is I want to identify where are many sellers trapped. Now, I know for a fact that there's a heavy amount of selling here and a heavy amount of selling here. So what that tells me is that this will probably become support and this will probably become support as well. Now, what exact prices will probably become support? Probably the level itself and the level just below it. The level just below it is going to possibly become support because anyone who had sold here is going to become profitable when price goes below it, cause them to potentially take profit after price goes below. So how does that influence my stop loss? Well, if I know that around the 73.90 to 73.96, it's probably going to be support because of this selling here, then what I can do is put my stop loss, let me use a horizontal line, I can put my stop loss a good enough distance away from that. Why I do this, guys, is if price does come down to here and does end up hitting my stop loss, then I was probably wrong about these trap sellers. I had originally thought that there was a lot of trap sellers because of all of this selling here, all of this selling here. But if price goes down to here, I'm wrong, and I'm perfectly happy taking a loss here. What I'm not okay with is, let's say that instead, remember these levels here. Let's say instead I'd actually put my stop loss something kind of foolish, such as this, like just below the low. Why is this such a bad idea? Well, this is a bad idea because even if there are trap sellers here, price can easily go down to here and, untrap them and also hit stop losses of any longs, such as us, and then reverse right back upward. So you want to put your stop loss far enough away from a low to avoid that kind of annoying 2-tick or 3-tick stop loss hunt. So in short, to answer your question about stop loss placement, look for trap sellers when you go long. In a downtrend and you went short, look for trap longs and put your stop loss above the trap longs far enough away. I hope that makes sense. And that stop loss kind of strategy should work a lot better than just using the just below low and just above high. Okay. So right now, I'm reading. I'm sorry the stream is skipping sometimes. Again, I am not used to live streaming. I did this because I wanted to, just do it as like a celebration of, the learning course and of my love of order flow. But there's only so much I can do about, the stream skipping. Potentially, if I do stream more in the future, I'm going to perfect all those issues. And, we won't have that issue for now. But for now, this is the more guerrilla warfare kind of stream. It's not the, Roman Empire stream. Okay, you guys get the idea. But yeah, please ask more questions about stop loss placement because I feel like not enough people really talk about how to place stop losses. They just say place a stop loss, and when they say place a stop loss, they just say below a low and above a high, which is kind of stupid advice. But I guess it keeps stop loss hunts happening, which can fill our liquidity. So good for us. Another thing you can do, guys, is let's say you say Bennett. Okay, this is helpful with order flow and looking for trap sellers to put my stop loss of a long. Yeah, it makes sense. But you're looking really short term, dude. Well, I have an answer for you. Go to TradingView. Go to TradingView and let's look a little bit more medium term for that stop loss placement. Let's identify where trap sellers might be. And to do so, let's use the 1 minute so we can get more precise. All right. So I think that, good amount of trap sellers here. We had talked about this level here where there's probably some trap sellers around here. Let's talk about here and here. I think that a stop loss, if you want to go a little bit higher risk, a stop loss somewhere in, this is support. This is probably going to be support too. This whole area is support. Somewhere potentially in the mid 7300s. Let me show you guys that. The reason I say that is like around here is potentially a place for a more medium-term stop loss. Reason I say that again is just, guys, look at the structure of this uptrend. I mean, when I show you guys the structure, it's just consistently lows not being broken. The reason for that is because of all the trap shorts. We're just going to be liquidating these shorts and just hurting them as much as possible. And you can use that to your advantage. Okay? These shorts were so burned, guys, that anyone who had shorted in this range here actually has not had an opportunity to break even. Because price did what? Resistance turned support. Price went up. Resistance turned support again. Price went up. So I really think, I'm reasonably confident that if price goes down to here, that this should be support. However, hear me out on this. There is one case where this will absolutely not act as support. And you may say, oh, well, Bennett, what is that? And if you're not, you're going to get the answer anyway. So it doesn't really matter there. But there is a reason why this might not act as support. It's if something like this happens. Price goes so high and kills so many shorts that they're not even trapped anymore. They're dead. Then price does this. If you ever wondered, hey, why does price go in high volatility one direction, then high volatility the other? It's because, look at this move here, right? We maybe have some trap shorts here, some trap shorts here, but so many of them just died from this. This would kill anyone over 20 times leverage. So with this kind of move, I'm not expecting a lot of trap shorts here. And that's why price just cleanly just killed them, went way down. Does that make sense, guys? So when you see a large volatility move, do not expect trapped traders to really hold as resistance and support. Okay? So do remember that. But other than that, this should be good support. But this is a beautiful uptrend. I don't know if what you guys see here, but this is just beautiful. I mean, we're consistently trapping the shorts. The order flow looks quite nice. Let me go out to the 1 hour. The order flow looks quite nice and quite bullish. And yeah, this just looks healthy to me. The only time where this might not be healthy is, if price goes a high volatility move upward and then does a high volatility move back downward. That could get a bit scary. But other than that, I think that if you have reasonable stop loss placement with what we had talked about today, you probably should be okay. Shorting this could be a little bit problematic, though. I have to be careful not to give financial advice. It's just, potentially there's a reason to short. It's just that you don't want to be trapped. You don't want to be trapped just like everyone else who has already shorted at lower prices. All right, so we looked more at macro. Now let's go super micro because I want to also cover micro. All right, let me first check the Discord before we get into the nitty gritty of things that happen over a few seconds because that's fun. All right, let's see what we got here. Luca L posted double kill. I don't really know what you mean by double kill. Potentially you mean like a Darth Maul. Yeah, like a Darth Maul where it goes really high volatility up, high volatility down, and then reverse the other direction. Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, and the reason that happens again is because it kills one side, and then their liquidity is removed, and then it can easily just kill the other because there's not much preventing price from going that direction because there aren't many trap traders. They're already dead. They've been drowned, They were underwater, and then they were drowned. Okay, who likes that liquidation analogy? So this is another beauty of order flow that I really would love to see people, getting really, really good at. So what we see here is, let's look at this bid in this bid in this offer. I'm clearly just seeing more market buying than market selling, right? As you can see here. Yep. And what we see here is just consistently larger market buys than market sells. This is the kind of analysis that you should be doing when you're holding a long trade. So if I was holding a long, I'm going to actually be monitoring the order flow to make sure that I'm still comfortable with holding this long. And right now I am, because I'm not really seeing any reason to close my long or to move short at this point in time. If anything, I want to see what happens when price goes above previous high at 7444. That's where things might get a little bit more interesting. But the question that I have is, how many trap traders do you think we really have? Because if I'm long, what I'm worried about is the people who bought here. The reason I'm worried about these guys is these guys might be inclined to sell. If price does go a little bit higher, then anyone who had bought this run up at the very top, might want to sell here. But that could just cause a short-term price move down and then a continuation up. But that will have to be seen once we break around 74.22. I think that's when we're going to begin to see what those trap longs are going to do. And as you can see, a lot more of my analysis is getting geared toward really taking advantage of trap traders and taking advantage of stop loss hunts. I used to trade a lot more like that with Gravity, with the ebook I wrote on price action and volume. And then when I did order flow, I focused a lot on order flow. And what I've recently done, which has worked really well, is mixing the tenets of price action and volume with order flow. Live monitoring order flow and checking levels with price action and volume from TradingView. That combination is a match made in heaven. All right, let me check the Discord to see if you guys got any young comments. Okay. Yeah, I love micro too, Bulbow. I think I pronounced the name right. Bulbow. Could you talk about momentum ignition reversal? Yep. Oh, and thanks for posting the fee schedule of Binance Futures. Yeah, you can see you can actually get those fees to go down below the 0.04% for a market order, for market buy or market sell. If you hold over 11,000 BNB, you can go down to 0.017% apparently. That's a lot of Binance coin. God. All right, let's talk about momentum reversal, momentum ignition. So to do that, I'm going to zoom out. It might lag a bit. I hope it doesn't, but if we're talking about the fun stuff of HFTs doing crummy things, then let's talk about HFTs doing crummy things. So one other feature of Bookmap that's pretty nice is the zoom in feature. Click this and you can actually highlight any order flow, any part of order flow, and actually just zoom right in, because I want to look at that for what occurred here and what occurred here. But this is looking quite bullish. I can't wait to see what happens when price goes up to previous resistance. It's going to be interesting, really interesting to see. There might actually be even some great trading opportunities if price just skyrockets higher and then has weak market selling. That could be a great opportunity to buy. But yeah, so let's go look at this range that ended with a momentum move to the lower side, and let's go see if it was momentum ignition. Okay, I'll do it to you. So it just zoomed in. Beautiful. It did right there. This doesn't really look like very strong momentum ignition. This could have just been a move, but over here is very likely momentum ignition. Let me show that. All right, so momentum ignition is going to occur when a lot of pressure is being put on one side to pressure price to hit a lot of stop losses, all right, and liquidations too. So what we see here is you see this very strong offer, guys, that just constantly stays strong, and we see heavy market selling. This could be potential momentum ignition, especially when we see these bids pulled right here. Bids pulled, and then the offer gets really strong. When does the offer begin to get really strong? The offer began to get really strong just about at the same time that these bids are pulled. This kind of thing is what can happen at the beginning of momentum ignition. And what we see is momentum ignition probably does occur right here, and for sure it occurs right here. Look at just how many, this is millions of dollars right at price worth of limit sells, and price goes down. Now, the important question you should be asking is not when do we see momentum ignition occur. It's going to be occurring a lot. But when do we see it end? When you see it end is a perfect opportunity for a reversal trade, because the momentum is over. Price has been pressured to go a certain way to fill the liquidity of larger traders and HFTs, and then price gets pressured to go right back up to previous prices. So let's go look at the change in the order flow that occurs here before price rises. First thing is, where is the strong offer? I mean, I don't really see a strong offer anymore. This guy is only, this bid at this point in time was, what was this bid? 1.3 million, and this offer was 1.8 million. So the bid is really coming back here. Price goes down, got it. The bid here is 1.5 million, and the offer here is 1.3 million, and then the market buys take over. The difference that had occurred here is that the offers stop getting aggressive and the market buys come in. One of the best signs that momentum ignition may be over is medium to large market buys coming in after momentum ignition on the offer that puts pressure on price to go down. The reason I say that is what can happen is price gets pressure to go down to certain prices, and then HFTs may be buying it up at very cheap prices to put pressure on it to just go back up to up normal. Now what we see here is a stagnant offer that doesn't really look to have any effect on price. This kind of setup looks like, price is just probably going to rise. And if you want to make money on this, what you could probably do is hope that price goes back. Okay, price doesn't go back down, but get filled on any supply run that goes back down. And at this point in time, if you're not confident that price is going to fall, just use Binance Futures. You can just take that. You can probably even slide in a limit order to get filled on Binance Futures because it's a lot easier to get filled, and just pay 0.02% of a fee. It's really not that much, and live your life. Okay. I don't think that was the greatest explanation of momentum ignition, but the reason that wasn't the greatest explanation of momentum ignition is because we haven't had a crazy high volatility move yet. But you might be seeing momentum ignition occurring soon. Because momentum ignition is going to occur when price gets pressured beyond a round number or above a high below a low. And let's go look at micro order flow. Yeah, this looks pretty spoofy. Potential, momentum ignition, especially here. We see just layers and layers of bids here, putting pressure on price. I'm seeing continued strong buying, and here we go. Yeah, this is looking like momentum ignition is occurring. Pay very close attention right now, guys, to when this stops, because it will eventually stop. Let's see if it breaks 44, because then it's going to hit a lot of stop losses. We can just get it to break 74.44. We can kill a lot of shorts. All right. Okay, are these large market sells? Because this is important. I don't see large market sells. This might continue. I'm not seeing large market sells at this point in time. If this was momentum ignition about to end, I would expect larger market sells, but I'm not seeing them. Price doesn't look too bearish here. Price looks pretty bullish. All right, let me see what you guys are saying on Discord about momentum ignition. Yeah, price will probably just keep going higher. But put in your predictions now. Don't just listen to me. Tell me what you guys think is going to happen on your own Bookmap, or also just looking at my live stream right here. You think price breaks the high? Or do you think that these sells are going to get a little bit larger? Okay, now we get something. This is the sell I was waiting for. Is this going to hit $1 million? It's 900,000. So it was a $900,000 sell delta. Yeah, this is looking a little bit more bearish now. Before I was saying, oh, this is bullish because, you can see it was quite bullish there. But this is looking like the sellers are beginning to take control now. Yeah. Just like that. Now we see weak market buys and larger market sells. We see an offer added here. How much effect does that have? Action, reaction. It's not really having much of an effect. Is that bullish? Might be bullish. Offer that was placed that didn't do anything. Yeah, that might be bullish. Is there a lot of liquidity on Binance? There's a ton of liquidity on Binance. The 24-hour volume is around 600 million last time I checked. Because it posts its 24-hour volume in Bitcoin, convert that to dollars, it's around $600 million. So that's a decent amount. Yeah, short-term bear for me. Someone post that. I mean, yeah, short-term bearish kind of makes sense. We're seeing larger market sells. I'm just still thinking that we're going to break more highs. But these sells are looking kind of a little bit bigger. Let's go look at the price action to go see if any large highs were taking out. So this is what the price action looks like. And anyone who had bought here may be trying to take profit right now. Now what we could see is, do you guys think we're going to get a retracement back to around the 74.28? Previous resistance becoming support. Right around here, 74.28, this area too. Because the reason I highlight that area is because it was a volume spike. I see a volume spike here of around 6.6 million. It's not a lot, but it's something. Potentially that becomes support. Will it? We'll see. This could become, this would make sense as support, because anyone who had shorted here may still be holding their short. But this was a lot of volume, so this could be a trapping move. It's going to be interesting. If I see a very strong high volatility down move, then I'm going to wait for retracement and then short, because that's probably a trap of the longs. But if I can see price just kind of chill out here, then that's probably quite bullish. If we can just get to the 74.20s. All right. I still think the bulls are in control, guys. I still think that the bulls are in control. Okay, how short term can we go? Ooh, guys, watch this. Okay, now we are in the very short term micro, but this is good practice. As hard it can be to look at, I mean, it's really good practice. So we see not the strongest selling. I mean, like, look, I'm going to be honest. The selling was pretty strong at the onset around here. Yay, good selling. Then the sellers just kind of stopped. So this is telling me that the bulls are still in control. But short-term bearish was correct because we see these sells. Yay, you know, price falls. But this is looking pretty bullish to me. We do see a $729,000 sell, which is, you know, pretty bearish, but then they just kind of stop. Okay. Yep, the bulls are coming in on parade. Will they be able to lift the offer? Oh, wow. Okay, this was a decent string of market buying, at least. So that's good news. But this bid was canceled and price immediately fell, which is bad news for the buyers. Is it an iceberg? $300,000. Could be an iceberg. Maybe not, though. If it fills, is it an iceberg? Okay. To identify an iceberg order, you want to zoom in as much as you possibly can, and then track order size. Yes, we got. Okay. We started here at around 250,000, but the sells weren't even that big, so it might not be an iceberg order. Who do you think wins this battle, the sellers or the buyers at this bid offer? You're going to have to post quick because someone's about to win due to this frenzy. All right, I'm reading the Discord right now. Yeah, the reason I mentioned Binance Futures is I've used, okay, I have to be careful. I have to be careful with saying like, hey, you know, BitMEX and Binance because I'm a US trader. I have friends who have used Binance Futures and have had an enjoyable experience with Binance Futures, and those friends might not be able to get their limit orders filled on BitMEX, so they go to Binance Futures and it works a-okay. So, yeah. All right, I think we rise. I mean, oh, okay, that timing could not have been better. Like, okay, that timing was just, thank you BitMEX for timing that like perfectly right when I said, oh, I think we're gonna rise. Okay, I appreciate you, XBT USD. Yeah, I still think that price is going to break these highs. I don't see much reason to be shorting here. I mean, guys, quote me if I'm wrong in the future. Absolutely tell me. But this looks pretty bullish. This looks pretty bullish to me. Yeah. Oh, thank you, James. I'm sorry for buying $3 million to prove me right and continue the uptrend. I don't know what you guys think of this, but this is not short-term bearish. All right. I so badly want to see 44 broken because that is the previous hourly high. Just get us past 44, and then we can hit everyone's stop loss. All right, another one of those. Hey guys, we might have trap sellers here, and if we have trap sellers here, then let's see if I can paint this quick enough. No, I don't want you, but I do want you. If we have trap sellers around here, then price could go around here and then go back up, because anyone who had sold here might want to break even. So that could cause some support. But it depends on really how strong these market sells are. But we will see. Yep. We are trapping shorts again. Isn't this just a beauty? Just trapping shorts consistently. Anyone who shorts, it's like anyone who shorts during an uptrend is either going to get liquidated or just trapped. Like anyone who had thought this was bearish and then market sells, it's like, oh, you just got trapped. Bye-bye. As, you know, evil as it is. I'm so glad that the market was actually quite volatile during the live stream, because I swear to God, if it was just moving like $10 the entire hour, I would just be staring at a screen, talking to you guys, basically just talking to myself. I think I would have gone crazy. This is much more interesting than that. But I want to hear you guys' prediction if you think that these sellers are all going to get trapped and price rises and liquidates them, or does price just dump? And you're going to have to post quick because it looks like price is about to decide one way or the other. My prediction, I might be wrong, is that price traps these sellers. Call me bold, but I think we're going to trap them and liquidate them. I think we're going to trap them. Okay. Let's see if anyone wants to buy with $4 million again to prove me right. All right. Time to zoom in on the micro. Let's go 1 minute this time. Yeah, market sellers are dominating over market buys here. In the short term, you can see there's more market selling currently, for sure. Okay. Yep, so the sellers are a little bit stronger here. Oh, now the buyers came in. Awesome. That was, yep, awesome. So let's just break 44. Like I keep saying, just break the 44 and hit all the stop losses. Get your moon boots on. Okay, so someone posted a question, and I'm happy to answer. Why does the price still rise if liquidity is majority in the top? Yeah, so I see what you're showing me, Black Popey. What you have to understand is action and reaction. Not every bid place will be bullish. Not every offer place will be bearish. What you have to see is how much respect those limit orders have gotten, and also what happens when they're placed. If you see a large offer placed and price falls, then price might be respecting that offer. If you see a large offer placed, price goes flat, that's telling me that the sellers might not be in control, and that once that offer is pulled, price will probably rise. So you can't just look at an order depth approach anymore and just say, hey, more offers than bids, I'm going to sell. I think that you have to be a little bit more in tune with the order flow, and especially market buys against market sells to determine your bias of where price is going to go. All right. I know it can be hard, but that's why I took half a year to write, my learning course on it, because this stuff is hard. If it was easy, we'd all be gajillionaires. But it's the toughness of this that kind of makes it more fun. If it was easy, I think it'd be awesome, but definitely wouldn't be as fun and in depth as it is now. So you got to enjoy it. So we see offer here pulled. Yep, offer pulled. I see. Ooh, we're seeing some potentially momentum ignition here, guys. A lot of bidding being added. So this could spur on some momentum ignition, especially when I see offers pulled, bids added. Are we going to get that? More bids added at the 35.5. I just need to see a large market buy. I have a feeling that there's some trader out there who's just waiting to large market buy this. $24,000, $100, $40,000. It's not going to do it. $100,000 there. Yeah. So here's the bigger guy coming in. Yep, that was smart. All right. Break 44, please. My lord, please break 44. This offer right here, if this gets broken, I would just love to see just the carnage that's going to ensue. Yep, and here we go. Get your boots on, guys, because here we go. All right, let's zoom in on this guy. What is happening here? As predicted, price rose. So potentially, I hope that anyone had bought or had used Binance Futures to buy or had bought on BitMEX, because don't buy now. I mean, okay, I can't give financial advice, but had bought previously, had bought in the past, because this is looking bullish. And so far, this has been pretty easy order flow for us to read, I have to say. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm gonna sound like Rain Man again, but we are trapping sellers. Just take a shot every single time I say trapping sellers. Like, seriously. But we are moving a lot higher and just trapping anyone who had shorted. That is how this market works. Just kill them all. Kill every one of them. Okay. All right. That was a decent-sized sell. I was expecting more of a bullish reaction than this, but well, we'll see. Yeah, you guys were talking about some other bids and offers above and below, so let me look at that here. We saw some offers being pulled here, which actually did have a bullish effect. Look at that. Our offers pulled, price rose, and potentially those offers got added here. Anything more? Oh, Gabriel C says, I'm 74.38 long. Cool. Hopefully it's a pretty large long. All right, Juan, you're asking from an order flow perspective of what? So how can I help you? What kind of an order flow perspective on the current uptrend? An order flow perspective on momentum ignition? You know, what specifically are you asking about? Okay, this is going to keep going up. Yeah, I mean, this should keep going up. Oh, and on cue, it does go up. Beautiful. Should keep rising after this, too. If we break 74.60, it should be going higher in the higher 74.60s. All right. Come on, break the 60. Break the 60. Is this an iceberg? Is this an iceberg? What? Okay, let's zoom in on this. What is happening? This might be an iceberg. If price doesn't cross this would be pretty bearish, but I think price will cross it. Yeah, okay. It wasn't an iceberg. We're good. Yep, and just keep rising. Oh my god. That's 74.38 long from Gabriel. Say that's looking good. And if that's like a, I don't know, a $100,000 long, then that's going to be paying you handsomely right now. I'll tell you that. Sellers still don't look that strong to me, guys. I'm still seeing the buyers in control. Sorry for the zoom in. I know that can get kind of annoying, like this constant shifting. But that GIF that you posted is so true. So true. Bill, I think it's like, what is his name? Like Billy Mays or something? That guy's a legend. The wait, there's more guy. Oh, what made you long? If you just bought because I was saying it was bullish in order flow, not explicit financial advice. Please do not report me to the SEC or the FINRA. The FINRA and the SEC are gonna. Okay. Enough about my government ramblings. Back to order flow. But I still want to know, Juan, you asked me, hey, can someone explain from an order flow perspective what's going on? Just what specifically do you want? Oh, I'm glad you're long at 7,200. That's paying well. You're up to like 3%? Yeah, you should go up around 3%. All right, I'm still not seeing strong selling, which is telling me that the uptrend is still intact. But let's see what the sellers can do here. All right, this is a little bit stronger. 1.3 mil. All right, what can you do? What can you do? Is this a good time to bid? That's what I'm kind of thinking to myself. Is this a good time to place a bid? Or is this not a good time to place a bid? Well, I don't know. This is tricky. Tricky. I don't know if I'd want to bid here, actually. Let's see. I want to see what the next demand run is. Okay, so this was a decently strong supply run. I have to say, this was not weak. It was more medium. More medium here. Oh, BTCFM? Man, I haven't heard from you in like half a year. And you definitely do work for the SEC. God, glad to hear you back. You're probably the guy who's been watching and like buying with the $4 million market buys. Yeah. Yeah, Wendy's good post. Bid could get shoved down your throat. I wait till 7,500-ish. Yeah, especially because we saw a strong supply and kind of weak demand here. Let me zoom in on that. Okay. Yeah, so this was like medium strength supply, and this is kind of not the strongest demand I've ever seen. So this is gonna be interesting. But the question is, are these guys trapped? You know, I don't think that they are. If they were trapped, then price couldn't go beyond this. But I'd have to check open interest to see how many longs open positions up here to actually see if they're trapped or not. Too bad the Bookmap doesn't actually show open interest. I think ATAS actually does, but I don't think Bookmap does. But I don't think that these guys are trapped. I think the price will... Okay. Right when I say price is about to rise, it's like, really... So what actually ended up happening is this is like medium strength supply and some weaker demand, but then the demand just picked up because we are in an uptrend. So do recall that not once this entire stream have I said to short. It's just, this is just not the kind of time to be a hero and the reversal trade short all in 100x. I mean, quote me if I'm wrong in the future after you watch this live stream on the VOD, but this just doesn't look great, you know. Momentum, last two supply runs wasn't that strong. You said, yeah, I'd say this is more medium strength. I wouldn't say this is weak though. This is decent strength, but the buyers are still in control. Potentially we can break 7,500 for a stop loss hunt. I don't really love to look at CVD. You know, I just prefer volume dot and volume histogram. It's just more my thing. Well, so far, Wendy's, this move has been very consistent, and we've just been trapping sellers. Okay, take a shot. I said trapping sellers for the 25th time. This move has just been trapping sellers and just letting the buyers just be profitable, basically. So I would expect that to continue. But are we going to see retracement? Oh, let me draw it. Let me draw it. Don't move without me. Let me draw. Okay. Are we going to see retrace? Okay. Right when I was, well, I guess it was still kind of predicting. But I was about to say, are we going to see retracement down to, these levels? But almost made in time. I gotta be quick. Take profit on a long. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to take profit. If I was long, I don't know. I mean, again, that is not explicit financial advice. BTCFM, please do not arrest me. But this doesn't really look that... Okay, right when I say it doesn't look that bearish, we get a $1 million sell. 1.4 million. This still looks to me, overall, like this is bullish. Yeah, we'll see, though. Oh, okay. Right when I say it's bullish, then we get a $3 million sell. Now this looks a little bit more bearish, potentially. Okay, now we are very bearish. Look at that. Beautiful. So that was a large market sell. That is a large oof. So this is really important because, guys, it's really important to watch. Is price able to come back here, or are these guys trapped? Because if price can't breach this, then these longs are trapped, and that could be the beginning of a downtrend. This gets interesting. I wouldn't wait for a large market buy anymore if I were you. This looks a little bit different. And I didn't really see these sells coming in, but once these sells did come in, you can see that the sellers may have just wrestled control. And are we going to trap those longs? Anyone who had bought here, are we going to trap them? Yeah. Because what you might see is if price stays down here long enough, then if price goes back up to here, trap longs could sell, price could fall. But it depends on how long price is down. If price goes up right away, I don't think that we're going to see much resistance. But if price keeps going down, then yeah, we'll see resistance. So, all right, I'm going to poll you guys. What do you guys think? Uptrend still on, or do you think this is beginning of a downtrend? This is tough. Is the uptrend still on, or is this strong selling going to continue? I don't know. Or ranging. This could just end up just be a range. I mean, this could just prices could range for a bit. Trapped buyers here, trapped sellers here. Prices ranges up and down. It could be a possibility too. I wouldn't be shocked if this started a downtrend, though. Would absolutely not be shocked. Yeah. So you still uptrend. We still need a volume spike that's irregular. Yeah, we still need that kind of super volume move that tends to end uptrends. Some other places that you can actually see that was here. You see just a crazed amount of volume, and price falls. Here, you see bullish exhaustion at the end of that. Yeah, here as well. This is a beauty of an example. Look at this. Price goes above the highs on strong buying. On buying of about 54 million, and then we see selling 80 million, and this is just a sign of short the farm. So if I can see this volume getting stronger than this, then that could be quite bearish. So if on the 5-minute candle I actually see this volume raise above these two bars, then that could tell me that the sellers are in control. But let's go see if price can go retrace back upward first. All right. Now, I want to also talk about, again, Binance futures, because you can see that the spread's nice. I mean, you could probably slot in a limit order pretty easily if you wanted to at this point in time. Yeah. Pretty calm market movement. And if we look at the volume on Binance, we have 722 Bitcoin transacted here. We have 724 Bitcoin transacted here. So we actually see some pretty large transactions with the buyers still in control on Binance. All right, so let me see the chat here. Anything? Oh, God, yeah. All right. Oh, wow. We have a lot. Okay. Okay. And we've been on for an hour. I think you guys can now see my stream key, or even though if it's hidden or not, you guys can hack the stream. All right. Yeah, this is tough. The order flow before was a lot simpler in the past hour, but the order flow just got a little bit more complicated because we're in a strong uptrend that just had a strong supply run. That's always tough. If I had to bet some way, one way or the other, I mean, I would say, are we going to trap these longs and go lower? If we do go lower, where is support? Well, support is where the other trap sellers are. So if we see a lot of selling here, that could end around here because we see some shorting here. Not a lot of shorting though, but it could end somewhere around here. Some bidding around here, potentially. Let's go look at the micros as I keep jumping around. Okay, so micro-wise, yeah, we see these strong sells, the $3 million, just the pretty strong sells. I do want to see a price move back upward, just so that we don't trap the longs and create a strong resistance. So I'm going to need to see price rise soon so that longs don't all want to take profit or break even. Come on, price. Okay, if we can see some strong market buys and then get above the 74.60, then that would be more bullish. All right, guys, if you have any other questions on price action or on... Oh, yeah, someone asked. So Mikey Knight said, hey, are there still benefits to using a traditional style DOM, depth of market like Jigsaw, or would you recommend complete switch to Bookmap? Again, I can't answer that question with a yes or no. One thing about the DOM, for me, the depth of market can be very, very short term, even more short term than Bookmap itself. So I didn't always love that. And I found that actually just looking at historically bids and offers and historical market buys and sells worked better for me than the DOM. Additionally, I'm more of a visual person. And if you too are more visual guy or girl or whatever, then I would recommend Bookmap. If you're more of a numbers guy and you know, you're comfortable looking at a depth of market, then I would use that. But for most people, I would say use Bookmap over a depth of market. All right, so it looks like these guys aren't trapped. I was thinking, oh, are we going to get a downtrend if we can get trapped? But, well, I mean, I can't really say yet, but it looks like these guys aren't selling. So maybe those longs aren't trapped. Maybe this was just shorts dying instead of longs opening. Yeah, it could have been. I do want to see what happens when price gets up to around the higher 74.60s, because that's where these guys might be taking profit if they, you know. All right, price. I'm just not seeing any strong sells on this supply, really. Yeah, we did have an initial strong supply run, and that was like, oh my god, so bearish. And admittedly, I did say, hey, this looked bearish when price was around here. Hey, we might get some ranging. That is what I had said. Now, to revise that now, it doesn't really look like these longs want to take profit. So what we might see is a price move back upward. For any longs who had bought here, might be selling a bit higher because their break-evens are probably all above 74.70. So, is this a no trade zone? It might be. There could be some great opportunities, even, okay, I hate saying the word, but even for a short. You know, above 7,500, there could be a possibility for a short if you see strong enough sells. But again, what do we care about? Volume, market buys versus market sells. And this was just as big as this. I said if this crosses over both, then the sellers might be in control, but it didn't. And price looks about to breach the highs. These guys are not trapped, are they? If we see sells coming in, then that would tell me they're trapped, but I don't see many sells coming in, so I think that these longs are pretty healthy and going to hold. It's the shorts that are just consistently getting just burned. Poor shorts. So you guys, I'm curious if you guys are still in your long positions or if you guys took partial profit or, you know, anything you guys have done. All right, pay close attention to the market sells. Let's see what we got here. Yep, I don't think they're trapped. I think price keeps rising. Yeah, still long. That makes sense. That makes sense. Hopefully it was a large size position that you got at 74.38. Still long till 73.90. Oh, so you'd stop loss at 73.90. Yeah, I mean, guys, that's the beauty of trading in a trend, because when you trade in the direction of a trend, you can just be comforted by the trend continuing because the underwater positions keep getting burned. In a downtrend, the longs are just going to keep losing money. And whenever price retraces back upward, anyone who would try to reversal trade is probably going to take profit, which is going to allow the price to go back down, putting profit in your short. So, yeah, trade the trend for sure. I mean, easier said than done, of course, but if you can do a volume analysis of, hey, who's buying, who's selling, who's more aggressive, then you can go from there for bias. Pretty weak selling, though, I have to say. I mean, like, the sellers just came out of nowhere here, and then they're like, oh, yeah, we're just going to chill. Really not strong selling here at all. Okay, so Gabriel C., you said you're still long. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I don't know what you guys' take profit plans are. For me personally, I don't love having targets. I prefer to just look at order flow and then to actually just take profit from there. Right now, I don't really see much reason to take profit at these current prices, because I'm just seeing market buys. I'm not seeing a lot of strong sells. So I would love to hunt the 7,500 liquidity and go around the 75.10 to 75.30 area and then go from there. But let's pay close attention to see how strong these sellers can be, because they were strong before. Let's see if the sellers come back, because bids were just pulled, right? All these bids were just pulled, so price is probably going to fall. But I want to see how fast it falls. So price did fall, but price fell like one tick. Price fell like one iota of a tick. Like, look at this. Boop. Fell a bit. So that's how strong the sellers are, basically. No one wants to sell. And when no one wants to sell, that's when you hold your long. Because we just want to kill all the shorts, don't we? We just want to kill all the shorts. All right, so this guy, what size was this? This was $4 million bought. All right, so these guys are still pretty big. People are still buying $4 million worth at these prices. So a lot of enthusiasm for this uptrend, I will say. And just, yeah, nothing crazy. Oh, no, right when I say nothing crazy, that's when we get this 1.46 million sell. Now we get something a little bit more crazy. All right, make your prediction now. Will this last? Do you think that sellers continue, or do you think that buyers just continue to go above 7,500? You're going to have to post quick, because one of these is going to happen. I think price keeps going up. I mean, is this selling strong enough? Nah. Let's just keep trapping shorts, and let's just keep liquidating shorts too. Seems like a good plan. Yeah, if we could just keep making sure that any down move is just not too low, then the trend will probably just continue. So, because when a price move goes low enough in an uptrend, that can trap a lot of longs, creating a lot of sellers at higher prices. That's why I say that. That's how downtrends begin. By longs buying the top and then getting mad they bought the top and then getting liquidated at the bottom. Welcome to crypto. 74 bid cluster placement and canceled. Okay. Oh, you mentioned the 7450. Let's go take a look at that. Where's the 7450 bid cluster? Here. Yeah. So it placed. Price rose. So price respected the bids and then it was canceled. What effect did this cancellation have on price? Not really much. Action, reaction. Cancellation of a bid should be bearish, but price did not act bearishly at this point in time. So it doesn't really look like the 7450 is having much of an effect on price right now, but we'll see if price goes lower and then we get that 7450 bid cluster to come back. Okay, we just got a $100,000 buy. How large was this sell? 830,000. 273,000. Okay. Buyer's still in control. At this point in time. Buyers still in control. Yeah, and if you're worried about, hey, it's hard for me to get my bid filled, then that's when you can just use Binance Futures. And also, let me know, guys, if you guys have any issues with the live stream, because I'm definitely willing to help out with that. Oh, someone posted in the other Discord. That's why they were confused. Okay. Because the other Discord does not have access to this. I'll tell you that. All right, price is going to keep rising, right? Boom. There you go. Let me check what you posted, Wendy's. Did we hit a sweet spot? What do you mean a sweet spot? Oh, the volume. Yeah, you're looking at a volume spike, Wendy's, on Bitstamp. Bitstamp volume isn't as large as XBT USD volume, so I don't take it as seriously as I would BitMEX volume. If you want to look at volume spikes, I would look at Binance Futures, I would look at BitMEX, and I would look at OKEX, because those three exchanges are very large. I do seem to prefer macro zoom, shall we? Okay. Me doing that just caused my computer to lag for the next 30 seconds. So basically, it's the equivalent of Windows XP. All right. Yeah, so we're filling a lot of liquidity here. This makes sense. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful action reaction that took place. Large offer cluster placed. Price does not care. This is so bullish. When you see price just advancing toward all these offer walls, that's just very, very bullish. I mean, that's giving me a very bullish bias that a large offer was placed and the price didn't care. Right there. That's a beautiful little thing there. My thoughts on Bybit. Yeah, Bybit's great too. It's just that Bybit has the same fee structure, to my knowledge, as BitMEX. So if you want a different kind of fee structure and more liquidity, that's why I mentioned Binance Futures. Bybit's good too. This is interesting. This could have actually been a trap seller move, which probably means that if a lot of traders had shorted here and had actually shorted with, $10 million or whatever, this could become support. Would not be shocked to see this down move cause some support because of the heavy selling. That's the beauty of having a more macro order flow approach, is you can see things like, hey, what effect did the bid and offer cluster have on price? Hey, where would traders likely be trapped? And if you want an exact definition of where traders are trapped, we have something called the SVP, the Session Range Volume Profile, which, how have I not put this guy up yet? Okay, I'm hoping my computer doesn't kill itself. Boom. So we can see that a lot of traders are trapped at the 73.90. So I would highly not recommend putting your stop loss anywhere around here, because what could occur is this could become support. If you're going to put a stop loss, maybe it's better around here because that's away from the trap sellers. Yeah. Let's look for some trap longs on the macro. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is a beauty. Guys, I'm not seeing any trap longs. I mean, if price goes low, then we trap these longs, but I'm just not seeing any trap longs. If anything, trap shorts are here around the low 7400s. There's some trap shorts around here, and a good amount of trap shorts around here. But just the longs seem quite confident and strong in their positions. Yeah. So probably just continued up move. Probably just a continued up move. All right. Yep, and there's the up move. But will it continue above the 74.84? Probably. This is just going to continue going up. Yeah. So this is the SVP. So this is going to show us, guys, the volume profile for the entire session. And if you want to change it to just the chart that you're looking at, you click that. I just fell off my chair. I just dropped my phone. If I fell off my chair, you would have definitely heard some words that would have gotten my entire channel demonetized in seconds. And then strikes put on my videos. That's what would end up happening if I fell off my chair and said some words. No, I did not get any strikes, guys. You know, I've gotten videos demonetized randomly in the past, but I haven't really had too many issues with YouTube yet. Probably because I'm a slightly smaller Bitcoin creator, but other guys did, which was really depressing. That other guys and girls, you know, got their channels demonetized, you know, got strikes in their videos, got banned from posting. Just come on, like, YouTube, you gotta chill. Okay. Hopefully no YouTube mods are hearing this, because that'd be bad. All right, let's break above 7,500. Let's use momentum ignition, and let's short above 7,500. Wait, what? That was not financial advice. Yeah, so YouTube did say it was by mistake. Do I think there's a conspiracy? Probably not. You know, other people have posted, hey, you know, it was the big banks, it was this, it was that. It was probably some feature that they had added or some keyword that they had tagged that caused, you know, the effect it had, and then they pulled it because of the backlash. I highly doubt, I mean, not highly doubt, but I kind of doubt that there was this large conspiracy. But if you still believe, if you believe that there's some conspiracy with this, then yeah, I mean, your opinion's yours. But I think that it was more of a machine than a human thing. All right, I'm so excited to break 7,500, just kill a lot more shorts. And guys, anyone who had sold here and opened a short has just been trapped. Meaning that if price goes down to here, that will probably be support. That's the beauty of an uptrend. Take another shot because I said trap sellers for the 20th time. All right, at this point we're just waiting to break 7,500. They set the word moon on destroy mode. That's hilarious. So any like middle schooler who's doing a YouTube project on moon, they pull up their video in like a middle school classroom, and then it's like your channel has been demonetized. They get an F. Yeah, that'd be funny. Moon crypto, I think, would be destroy mode. All right, let's break the 7,500. Let's stop fooling around here because, yeah, maybe the sellers come in, but this might be more of a deflection where we go boop and then we go above 7,500. Guys, I'm still not seeing strong selling. Even here, I saw decently strong selling, but this is not enough compared to the buying. Like, we just had a $2 million buy. All right? The largest sell that we had here was 1.5 mil. You know, a sell here was 715K. A sell here was 733K, 724K. But, I mean, to be honest with you guys, the sellers are not in control. They're trapped, and they're getting liquidated. So I want to see a high volatility up move, which will probably be followed by a high volatility down move. But I'm not really seeing that crazed high volatility move yet, which is telling me the uptrend's still on. And then we're going to break above 7,500 with strong order flow. Let's go a little bit more macro. Let's see some more levels here. Oh, that 7,500 offer cluster probably is about to get destroyed. But we'll see. Very likely about to get destroyed now after a, how large were you? 1.1 million. All right, here we go. Let's break it. Let's break 7,500. Oh, geez, that is a lot of volume. Okay, that's a $6 million order there. Yeah, is this topish to me? Do we get another move up and then we go down? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, 7,500 just got consumed. And I want to see all the stop losses that get hit in the 7,500s. I want to see that. Okay, what's Binance Futures doing? Said no one ever. No, said me. Binance Futures broke 7,500, and it looks like it's about to continue going higher. Yeah, all right. Cool. And here we hit the stop losses. All the stop losses getting hit. And all that momentum ignition just barreling through. I had previously said, thinking about shorting around just above the 7,500s. I would only do that now if you see the sellers in control. But this is looking like a lot more heavy volume, which could potentially trap along. Trends don't last forever. And this volume is getting quite large. Is this large enough? I don't know yet, but this is getting, look at the 1 hour. Well, the 1 hour is not even that aggressive, actually. but we could be having some trap longs here that could cause some resistance, right? Oh, geez. That's a lot more volume coming in right there. What are you doing on order flow? Oh, sellers aren't even that big. Oh, never mind. Yeah, the sellers aren't even that strong here. So, oh, geez. 7,500 offer cluster added, but what effect does it have on price? This is a beautiful, beautiful time for action and reaction. Is this going to have a bearish action on price? I don't think so. A large offer cluster was added and price is able to lift the best offer. This is looking bullish, actually. That offer cluster should not be transacted. Yep, and it was bullish. That is just a beautiful example right there. You can even rewind the last minute of action and reaction in play. You saw a large offer cluster added, and you're probably going to think that's bearish, but the best offer is small, and no one's market selling. That's quite bullish, and a great time to buy. So that was just like a lesson, in that. Now, hopefully we can get a lesson on momentum ignition if price just barrels upward on strong bidding, strong market buying, and then every single bid is pulled, and then every single offer is added. And I can just say, momentum ignition. No words needed. And guys, as fun as this has been, I will have to end the stream now. So not now, but soon, please get any of your questions in because I want to answer as much as I can. I want to help you guys out as much as possible. So any questions, any comments, go ahead. Please go ahead. This is looking bullish. That's my comment. This is looking bullish. And it all started right here with this offer cluster that was not respected. And yeah, had we bought on 100x leverage, so we should keep rising. Next target, it's hard for me to say, man, what the next target is because I just want to look at order flow. I want to look at heavy selling, and I'm not seeing strong selling yet. Guys, when I see a $5 million sell order, that's when I'm bearish. Show me a $5 million sell that some big guys are getting out of here, and then I'm going to start to be bearish. But until I see that, I'm not bearish. Okay? I just need to see the sellers step in. Because every time someone has sold, they have been trapped. That's just what's happening. Okay. We may get a buildup of stop losses below 7,500 if price stays above this for a long enough time. One thing to think about for a stop loss hunt. What is your vision on the Bitcoin price action in the future weeks and month? Well, I am not going to be looking at order flow for what's going to happen in months or weeks, okay? But I will answer your question. I don't love doing this. I can do a little bit of it. I don't love looking at very, very macro because I feel so much more confident predicting the micro than predicting the macro. But, let's talk a bit of macro. I see lowered highs here. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. What that means is that if price does breach here, we could get a crazed volatility move. Much, much higher. Because there's stop losses above here, stop losses above here, stop losses above here, stop losses above here, that none of them have been tapped. With all those untapped, with all that untapped liquidity, what can happen is price can just barrel upward on a massive wick or a massive momentum move, and price can go a lot higher. Additionally, I think there's a pretty clear low here. And if price goes below here, that could fuel a lot of volatility because of all the stop losses being hit. So really to answer, I would say key areas that you've got to pay attention to is price crossing either of these. Because when price crosses this, that could just be a crazed volatility move, meaning that a buy stop order could be potentially an idea or just buying before, it crosses. And if price goes down to here, it could be quite nasty. And a sell stop order could be in order. Not the best explanation of what can happen in the days or the weeks, but I'm not going to tell you if price is going to go up or down because I don't know if price the next few weeks is going to go up or down. What I do know is what's likely to happen if certain levels are breached. Okay? Because for me, it's easier to predict the next 10 minutes than for me to predict the next 10 weeks. Oh, geez. Oh, hello, strong sellers. Remember when I said I want to see a $5 million sell? Did I? Kind of. This is stronger selling. Yeah, much stronger selling. But do get your questions in before I end this. So I'm gonna give you guys another 5 minutes to just ask any questions. Yeah, this is looking a little bit more bearish. Just look at that slope. Do you guys think that's bullish? Or do you think the sellers have proven themselves with a large sell? This is 2.8 million in selling. This is 2.1 million in selling. So, that was funny. Liquidation price. Oh, so you must be an underwater short. You know, it happens. But this right now is looking like, that's funny. Buyers still punching? Yeah. I just think that if price stays flat or if price stays below this, we could trap these longs and then price could go lower. But this was decently strong selling, so I wouldn't just call this off and just say, oh, it's nothing, because this is pretty strong selling. It means something, for sure. Would you even change your buys from long to short or from bullish to bearish? That's the question. I think to answer that question, we got to go more micro. Yeah, that's looking a little bit more bearish. Definitely looking a little bit more bearish. I can see that an offer was added and it was completely respected. An offer was added here and it was completely respected. An offer was added here and it wasn't really respected, but these offers are being respected now. And are we going to trap these guys? Are we gonna trap these longs? Because I saw a good amount of market buying here, and I can imagine that a lot of retail traders had just randomly bought here and just expected the prices to keep rising because that's what they expected just to happen. So this could be in play. This could be more down. And if we put more pressure on this level, then bye-bye. If we can get more touches of the 74.50, then price will fall. Leverage-wise, I mean, yeah, okay, so now we're going to probably go lower. I don't use anything above 10x. I hope you guys can do whatever you want, but above 10 times leverage is kind of getting crazy. Looking more bearish, so my initial prediction of, hey, this is going to be more bearish, I guess was correct, or I guess it wasn't a full prediction, it was like a half prediction, but this looks more bearish to me. I wonder if you guys think that this is quite bullish, because to me this is just we're gonna go lower. Yeah, so let's go look at the 5 minute to see what's going on here. Yeah, this is strong selling, guys. Look at that volume spike, beauty. This is a kind of move that can occur in a bull trap. This is quite strong. If you guys saw my video on a bull trap, what we talked about was what can happen is a lot of longs combine a market top, and then what you end up seeing in the second stage of a bull trap is a very large sell, a very large collection of sells that is larger than the preceding buy, than the previous buy. And then this is what can occur during the third stage of a bull trap. Or you get the idea. Because what can occur is we can just trap anyone who had bought here. So, God, the gifts that you're posting are just like legendary. Where is potential support? Potential support's probably around here. Say around the 7,400. Makes sense. 7,390-ish. But if this order flow remains, if we keep seeing bearish order flow, then yeah, price will keep falling. So this does look bearish. Definitely changing my bias to bearish because this isn't looking bullish to me. Looks like these sellers are in control, guys. Lowered offers that are being respected. Bid added, but price doesn't really care. I actually zoom in to see if price cares. Bid added and price doesn't really care because look at that sell of a casual. How big are you? 1.2 million. So yeah, I think that I think the price should keep falling here. Finally, what are your guys' predictions? Price keeps falling and price traps all buyers that we had previously talked about in a bull trap? Or do you think the bull trap is not going to happen? Price just keeps mooning. What do you guys think? You guys think bull trap? What can the buyers do here? Could be a short trap. You think that this could be a short trap? Oh. Is it a bear trap or a bull trap? Is it a bear trap or a bull trap? Huh. I'm leaning towards bearish here. I just feel like if anything, we might see some resistance at the upper 7400s, but I think that this is bearish, in my opinion. You know, I, of course, goes without saying that I could be wrong here, but I'm seeing some pretty strong market sells that I have not seen through this entire session of order flow. The amount of selling that I just saw is just not anything close to what we had seen before. The highest amount of volume was just transacted on a 5-minute candle, and it was a pretty large sell. So that makes me kind of bearish. It is a great bull trap. Yeah, with that 7,500, you can get a lot of retail buying right above 7,500. So I think that this could be an effective trap to just kill the longs now and begin a downtrend. Simple as that. But don't just all agree with me. If you actually think that this is a bull trap and price falls, then yeah, say it. But if you guys say, Bennett, you're wrong, then say, Bennett, you're wrong. Price is going to moon. But, your opinion is your opinion. I am going to end this. I feel like I just said, I'm going to end it this time. I'm going to end this at 2:40, though, Central. So you guys get another 4 minutes. Yeah, I totally agree. Don't bet on someone else's analysis ever. Never. Definitely do not put money on other people's analysis, but do put money in other people's strategies and ways of thinking. Because what I found I watch other YouTubers. I read articles. I read books. You don't want to just go it alone. You want to take in what they say, but you want to apply it to your own analysis. The best thing to do is to not. Okay, this is gonna get really a big analogy, but not to eat the fish that has been served, but to learn how the fisherman's catching all those fish and then to fish like him. Okay. Hopefully that analogy made some sense. Yep, I'm still seeing this as bearish. Look, guys, bid cluster added, but price does not care. These bids had no effect on price. They tried. I mean, the bidders tried to get something happen here, but looks like these sellers are still in control. So, all right, going to end this in 3 minutes at 2:40. Yeah, group trading can be dojo-like. I've also even talked, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but trading with just one other person can be interesting. Like imagine that if just two guys or friends or whatever traders work together and manage a trading account, they both check, they both are able to make sure that no one's out of emotionally line, because I feel like when you just trade by yourself, your emotions can get the better of you sometimes. But if you trade with one other person, you guys can keep each other in check. So something you can try. Yeah, this is bearish. I mean, do you guys think this is not bearish? This is pretty bearish. We are trapping longs. We are trapping longs for sure. And here come more sells. Yep, just keep trapping those longs. Are we going to break 7,400 for stop loss hunt? Are we going to break 7,400? We will see. Oh, yeah. Beautiful amount of bearishness, actually. Really good order flow, too. Really clean, bearish order flow that we had diagnosed. Where did we diagnose? We diagnosed at the beginning of the move when I had said, oh, geez, price has dropped a lot. And look at all that shorting and selling. And a great time to have shorted would have been probably around here when we put pressure on the bid wall. And price will keep falling, probably. Very likely price is going to break 7,400. So let's see if price does break 7,400. It should be able to break 7,400 pretty soon. Let's see if I'm right. And yep, price just broke 7,400. So that took like 10 seconds. We went down to 73.99.5. Let's see if we can get some more sells, but we see a lot of spoofing around here. But sellers still look pretty strong. Yeah, not really looking to long this. Not really looking to go long. Are we going to see buyers that come up to here, or are they not going to get up to here? And then price goes back down. All right, guys, I'm going to end this just on a prediction. I think that we keep going down. You know, I think that this amount of heavy selling, we could be trapping longs here. How could this ever be bullish? I think that this could be potentially bullish if price ranges. If price can just go flat for a long period of time, then that could tell me that, you know, price could be going higher. But what if we see a weak retracement back upward? That would just be a great opportunity for us to short. Not financial advice, but if you see just a weak move up to here-ish, that could be a good opportunity for us to short, you know? I do think that there's a good amount of trap longs who had just thought that the price was just going to rise forever. Those trap longs are probably here. So that is where the resistance will probably be, around the 74.75 up to 75.20. With that, guys, thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to be ending this live stream. Hopefully I could answer everything, but it was super fun. And if you guys have any further questions, just PM me or message in the chat. All right, bye-bye, guys.